Taurus. It's interesting the things that we go through that finally make us wake up and realize, holy shit, what am I doing with myself? Why did I behave like that? Why did I react that way? Why was all this so important to me? I feel like right now there's a sense that you have had or will be having soon an aha moment. A moment that is preceded by something that really shakes you up. Something that was unexpected, out of your control. I think it's a medical issue. That's what the cards suggest. A sense of something that could have been a lot worse, or hearing that somebody that you love, hearing their medical results, and realizing suddenly having that all, having that moment make you reassess all those things that had been important to you up until right now, when only the most important things are important. There is a call home. There is a call to go home. It could be to closer to yourself, closer to who you were before we get jaded, life gets in the way. We get like super hyped up on ourselves and have all these obligations that we think we have to fill, have to keep going, have to be more competitive, all of these things that these sort of superimposed benchmarks of what makes us valid and what will make us happy. All of those things that really ultimately are bullshit when it comes down to discovering or learning that something could actually be really wrong, and how that humbles us. There is a sense of really feeling out of control, maybe being reactionary or reacting outside of yourself because you were vulnerable and became very defensive, like the bull that represents your sign. So often Taurus is mistaken for this really docile thing. And I guess in some ways you can be, as long as you're well fed, you like to be home. But when something threatens that home or threatens that feeling of serenity or safety, it's suddenly a shock to your system. And I feel like there was a sense of real rebellion in you recently. But something has changed that. It's brought you back to this sense of, I want to go back to my heart space. I want to go back to my grounding. I want to go back to my essence, myself, where I feel rooted and connected. Because there's almost a sense of I've gotten too outside of myself. And I'm really happy just to be here. There was some sort of notification recently of a medical condition, maybe a health report of some sort, something that sort of humbled you, or chatter or talk of something with medical or medicine or a sickness. It could have been test results that you were waiting for. It could have also been just like a news article that made you realize something, something that occurred to you, like chatter or talk about health issues, or a message about health issues, or having to send a message about health issues, or tell somebody something, or get news about somebody that you care about. There was information that came to you that humbled you, that made you have to get back to the important things. Go back to one, go back to where you began, and seek inside of yourself that place inside of your soul, to become humble once again. Unconditional love, Maybe returning to a source of unconditional love. This could also be a fear, something going on with your mother or a maternal figure in your life. This is a source of unconditional love. And now being in a situation where you're like, oh shit, what if something happens to this person? Beyond that, there's just a fear of wanting to protect somebody that you really care about, and having to go home to do it, having to go back to the source. I feel like there's this sense of you've gotten too far away from where you come from. It's finding your heart again, reconnecting with that which makes you special. You've just gotten so distant from it. And I feel like it has to do with living up to the crowd's expectations. You know, maintaining what you have to maintain to have a certain sort of status in your group, in your club, in your society, in your family. And there's become a sense of insincerity about you that even you don't like right now. And with this turn of events, there is a humbling. See, needing to reconnect to your source. Go back to the roots and where you began to start over again. Recharge. And honestly, Taurus, this is coming out of the blue. Or like I said, it has to do with your roots, your family. Like, where is this coming from? Where is this concern? This concern could have to do with somebody, your roots, your family. Why don't you just take care of them and protect them? But I think more than, and you might be taking some time off. Surprisingly. But I think it's interesting because it's almost medicine for you. It comes at just a time like you would have never taken the break yourself. You would a workaholic your way through it. You would have never given up. You would have never stopped. You would have kept pushing forward like a bull. You would have been relentless. But the care of this person takes precedence over your drive and ambition because they are somebody very close to your heart. And what's interesting about it is it comes at just the right time because your heart really needed healing too. You had lost your sense of heart space. You'd lost your sense of connection to the eternal, to all those things that really matter to you. And you would have never considered that important enough to change everything for or risk everything that you'd earned for. But it comes, this complication, needing to take care of somebody else, you will turn around and you will do the right thing. And it's coming at just the right time because it's calling you home. It's calling you to a heart space, to a closeness, to get back to your reality. You were about to take that step, Taurus, off that cliff that you could never have come back from. You would have always had to be lost in whatever, in the expectations of everybody else for you. This is allowing you to come back down and remember who you are. It's a lifesaver. Hey, beautiful girl. Hey, beautiful girl. Hey, beautiful girl. It's like my dog does to me. She heals my heart. That's what she does. But see, this is being called home. Back to the people that maybe, I don't think you've abandoned them or rejected them, but I think you forgot about the simplicity of them. And sort of their truth. Of who you really wanted to be before you became who you had to be. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. You're getting out of your tether. You're breaking the chains. This is also being released from expectations that generations have put on you. A sense, if I don't achieve this, then I let everybody down. Having to achieve just for the sake of look, I make the money that can take care of everybody. Look, I'm successful. I have prestige in my family. But it's like feeling that you have to have those things because you don't want to be a failure the way other people were. And even though that you love your family, in some ways you recognize their failure, and that weighs very heavily on your shoulders, Taurus. And you want to be the way out. And you put so much pressure on yourself to be the way out. You almost lost track of what you really love about you. Who or what is triggering you? Really taking time to look at yourself very closely in the mirror. And this could very well be the trigger of the health report. You know, this odd behavior, or the health report of somebody else. It's like looking in the mirror and realizing that you're living somebody else's dream. You know, you're the product of a stage parent, as opposed to you're the product of yourself. I don't think it started out that way. I just think it kind of like you got too big for yourself. Not necessarily in your head, maybe even in your success. Right? There's just been a recent recognition that, wow, I'm fulfilling somebody else's dreams. And there's a certain amount of pride that you have with that. Clearing the slate, you know, clearing out. Hold on, my dogs. Kisses. Kisses. Stop. Stop. Clearing out bad luck, bad karma, any kind of like patterns that your family got stuck in. It's like you help them transcend. That's awesome. Okay. You need a break. You need a rest. You need a little bit of healing and a little bit of, who am I? Hold on. Kisses. Hold on. She's being a naughty puppy. Hold on. Okay. Let's get into the reading. We start here. Reclaim your power. On the rare occasion this card means to me actually what it says. But this is it. This is like reclaiming who you really are. That sense, that person that you locked away in the shadows. Coming out of the dark. You're bold. You're beautiful. You're determined. You're strong. You're relentless. But you were somebody else's tool. And ultimately, Taurus, that is your major downfall because you are the fixed earth sign. You become sort of just like rock, right? To be the bedrock for somebody else, to be molded, sculpted, exploded, be somebody else's resource. This is you emerging as your own self. No more tool. Somebody else is just going to have to find their own way to happiness. The truth. This is Aquarius energy. It's also freedom. It's also being liberated. And evolving. So dragonfly is a totem of transition and evolution. Going from this tiny larva stuck underwater to a creature that has the most flexible, dexterous, capable wings on the planet. It can fly anywhere. It can hover. It can dart. It can go backwards. It can go forward, side to side. This is like such a intricate and beautiful body that it becomes. This is something that there's such a malleability in this creature. It can go wherever it wants. So why is it stuck? It's not anymore. It's liberated. But see, you had to liberate yourself from this feeling of obligation, because that's really what it was, this obligation to be somebody else's resource, this obligation to be somebody else's conduit for a dream to come true, to be somebody else's version of what successful is. You had to release yourself from that. And I think this recent health scare is really putting this into perspective for you. Turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. This is taking care of everybody else, giving your full self and your whole self, essentially being food for the masses. Now, this is philanthropic, right? Giving, loving, providing for. And you, listen, this is beautiful energy. You love to do this. This is sincerely you. It is. It's kind of what part of what makes you you is that you want to, in some ways, feed the world. And you want to share yourself. You want to share your whole self. You don't just want to share parts of yourself or the parts of yourself that work for other people. You don't want to be piecemealed. You want to be whole. As you go and share who you are, communicate who you are. Communicate really everything about yourself. This could have been you actually communicating something about yourself that you struggle with. You know, coming to terms with it and coming out and speaking about it. Which takes a lot of courage. More helicopters. Don't know what that is. See the big picture. This is Taurus energy. But this is spiritual Taurus energy. This is like looking out into the future and saying, how do I make that good? Realizing that it's not all about you, because it's not. This is about peace and tranquility and rising above the mundane, to be able to see in the distance and look ahead. Not just right in front of you. This is peace and calm. Having a higher purpose. Called by spirit. Messages from the divine. You've probably been getting a lot of messages, but this is once again a message, right? A message. Maybe being the conduit for the message. You receive, like I said, some sort of divine intervention. Maybe a literal message. That revealed some truths to you. That let you realize something. Maybe something that had been kept from you. Suddenly, bam, it all becomes clear. The truth comes to light. And you know, it may have felt like a curse at first. It may have felt like, how could this happen? But you know what? Now it doesn't feel that way. It feels like, I'm so glad this happened. Because now I'm liberated. I'm free. I don't have this obligation. Dream the world into being. Your past is influencing, see the skull? Your past is influencing your future. It's actually been what has helped you to decide what your way forward was going to be, what you want to create in the future based on what you experienced in your past. Trust in the magic. This is Aquarius energy, the unknown, the odd, the different, the unusual. Trying new things, testing new things, not being predictable, not being what everybody else wanted you to be, doing the unexpected, sort of rebelling against the tide. That's how you started out, rebelling against the tide. Creating something of your own, something completely unique and something completely new. And holy shit, did you succeed, or you are going to succeed. Scarab beetle is like Cancerian energy. Magic works through you, manifesting something out of nothing. Virgo energy, bring a gentle touch. This is love. And Kundalini energy, it's time to heal. Sacral energy, of just taking something that's deep inside of your fucking gut. This could also be, though, standing in defense of a child. Protecting your child or having to protect a child. Sticking up for children or for people who are weaker than you. Or going through a process of helping somebody heal that was weaker than you. In some ways, you've gotten away from it. You've gotten too into you. Because there was so much pressure to be what other people had created you to be. Now there's just a sense of, no, I want to get back to what actually makes me feel good about myself. There's Virgo energy here. Bring a gentle touch, a gentle way to heal. By nurturing. This is what it is. It's a gentle way to heal. Once again, it's compassion. Showing compassion. To your family. To your roots, to where you came from. Maybe showing compassion to your children. There's definitely something I'm not picking up on here, though. Let me get to the angel cards. I want to go into the angel reading right now, but I'm definitely going to continue this with tarot. Always. There's always a link below. Angels. I need to tell Taurus. Transformation. And that's what the dragonfly card tells us. Transformation. And that's the one that flipped out. Transformation. Through the great love that holds you in its embrace, you are moment by moment transforming to ever greater light, ever greater oneness, and ever greater wisdom. See, right now, I think you got bogged down in the stupid shit. In the 3D, in the finances, in the money. You got bogged down in it. You got distracted by it. Now there's a sense of getting back to that higher perspective, like having God tap you on the shoulder and saying, remember your real purpose? Something just reminded you of that. And it could very well have been somebody's health was at risk. Your child's health was at risk. Somebody needed tenderness and understanding and compassion. Somebody needed love and nurturing. Archangel Michael, the path is now clear. I have removed all obstacles in your way. You can move forward now with ease and confidence. You will achieve what your heart desires. See, this whole thing was orchestrated really just to put you back on your track. Not to scare you, not to worry you, not to pull the rug out from underneath you, even though maybe that happened, but it wasn't to destroy you or to break you or to harm you. It was to wake you the fuck up. Archangel Michael is here. He's the warrior angel, defending you, protecting you, or maybe being the warrior for somebody else who can't stick up for themselves. The unknown. Do not fear the unknown. This is a time of deep exploration and transformation. Unfamiliar territory leads to new horizons. I don't feel fear coming from you. I feel humility. Truth. The best way through the current situation is to just speak your truth. Contrary to what you may think, no one will be hurt if you express exactly how you feel. I just heard this though. I'm sorry, I say it, but say it nicely. I mean, there is definitely, you have to tell the truth. You have to be honest with somebody, but you don't have to lack compassion. You don't have to lack tenderness, but you do have to be honest. And maybe it's that truth that came out. It's a truth that came out. Like revealing a truth the easy way, the kind way, the gentle way. Destiny. Your destiny is to blossom, to shine, to transform to an ever greater light. So this is you getting back on your soul path. And once again, meeting up with your soul purpose, Taurus. You got a little sidetracked. And it made sense because the money was good. And that's a big distraction for you guys, especially since 3D resources help you feel secure and validated. And it gets you the pretty things that you love, but you got distracted. Now you're back and you're focused. Let's go over to tarot so I can get this full scoop and satiate my curiosity. I'll see you guys over there.